Welcome back to Rise Exchange. Greece bought itself a few more months after striking a deal with its Eurozone creditors last week. But the new Greek government vows to rewrite loan agreements, promising to end tough austerity measures that are cutting into the Greeks' way of life. Joining us now is Jay Morelock, economist at FTN Financial. Jay, welcome back to Rise Exchange. So let's sum up the whole situation that's pitting Greece against, well, it's really Germany. Germany holds all of the debt, they hold all of the cards here, and they're being very tough.
Yes. And, this is a typical creditor versus debtor confrontation. You have made a loan in the past. The loan is starting to go sour. What's different about this is they actually want more.
Who wants more?
Greece.
Greece, right.
Greece.
They need
so
more
the debtor
money.
wants more money. But they're starting to go a little faulty on their past loans. So as you can imagine, from Germany's standpoint, they're a little worried that if you're having trouble paying back previous loans, that you're, going to be a little hesitant to loan.
But Germany should have been worried the second they made the loan, but they didn't really have a choice.
Right.
Because Greece was going to collapse.
Exactly. And this was 2.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So a lot has happened in the past 2.5 years, and a lot of these interior Eurozone countries have prepared themselves for a potential Grexit.
Right.
And so that's
Greek
really
exit.
A Greek exit.
Grexit.
Yes. And so that's where we're at now.
And Greece was just weeks away from defaulting, correct? They were running out of money. And why are they running out of money? This was a scheduled loan repayment plan. What happened here?
So repaying the debt actually isn't the problem. And as you said in your segue into this piece, it's really their way of life that's coming into question. Their debt payments are 1.5% of GDP. It's very manageable, but at the same time, they're having to cut a lot of public service positions. They're having to cut pensions, and wages have dropped 15%. So as you can see, that's a very big political problem. And what we've seen is this left-wing party, very populist party, come in and take that mantle of, we're going to cut this back. We're going to get back to our way of life pre-crisis, and all we have to do is bargain with our creditors.
Now, unlike what your example is, where it's a typical creditor-debtor situation, the fact is, if Greece defaults, it's not like the Eurozone can go in there and repossess the house.
Right.
I mean, they've tried in the past, but that doesn't really work going forward. So what options do you think Germany has here if Greece sort of really holds the line?
So I think Germany has the upper hand right now. As long as the government in Greece does not have the mandate to exit the euro, which they don't right now. The majority of Greeks,
the people.
From the pop.
Yeah.
The majority of Greeks want to stay in the euro. And as long as that's the case.
And just so you say, when we're saying in the euro, we're talking about using the euro.
Using the euro as a currency versus going back to the drachma,
right,
which is their own country's currency pre-Eurozone and euro currency. So as long as the people are saying we want to stay in the Eurozone, Germany has the upper hand, because if they want to stay in the euro, then they have to meet the requirements from the creditor. Their biggest question going forward is when will the Greek people say, we're out of here? It's better for us actually in the long term to go back to the drachma.
And if they say that, is it a position now where the Eurozone is going to have to start entering into debt forgiveness?
Well, there would be a default. So in going back to the drachma, they're going to be paying their debts back in a currency that nobody really wants. And so it is really, it would be technically a default, which again would cost a lot of the creditors a lot of money that they've been loaning Greece. But Greece has defaulted before.
And why does the Eurozone worry about this? Why does Germany worry about this? It's not that big of an economy, and the impact on Europe?
The contagion worry is the biggest issue. We've got a left-wing party also rising up in Spain. If they see Greece exit, go back to the drachma, and successfully go back to a better way of life. Their exports are benefited. Everyone wants a vacation in Greece.
The economy is improving.
The economy starts to improve. Spain sees that. They think, well, maybe we'll do the same thing. Then you could see Portugal do the same thing. And so really the worry isn't necessarily Greece, other than the loss you're going to take on the outstanding debt.
That the whole Eurozone will kind of fall apart.
It's that all these peripheral countries who are over-indebted and having to struggle to make their debt payments are just going to say,
so
we're
this
out.
is a real test for the euro. It's good when everything is on the upswing, but this is where the rubber really meets the road.
And what
do you think is going to happen?
This is the problem with the euro construction in the first place, which is they really planned on just perpetual growth. So it's like, when it really hits the fan, what's going to happen here? I don't think Greece has the political situation nor the economic situation to, in the long run, remain in the euro. To me, it's a question of
if. So you think Greece is going to exit? At
some point. I think it's a question of when, not if, but this could be a decade. These things take a long time. So again, it's going to be when do the Greek people say enough? We're going back to the drachma.
Okay, Jay Morelock with FTN Financial. Thank you as always.
Thanks for having me.
Good explanation. Come back soon.